Hi, I'm David Walter, and I'm here to talk about growing your business. And of course, I'm the author of The $1 Million Rebuttal, and I'm talking about cold calling. Of course, as soon as I say cold calling, I know you're gonna have a grimace and have just this horrible feeling of pain because we hate cold calling. In fact, a lot of people today are going around saying that cold calling is dead. Of course, this is not true. There's lots of people still cold calling, but we're afraid of cold calling for a lot of reasons. It's a struggle. When I do these talks, I ask people, why is it hard? And they tell me that it's trying to get past gatekeepers, that cold calling is a numbers game, that trying to set appointments and finding somebody interested is just like a needle in a haystack. And so I shared that struggle. There was a time when I took a job as a cold caller, working for a PEO company, and I talk about it in my book, that was a challenge I was faced with, picking up the phone and calling businesses and making cold calls. And I could tell you I had that feeling of rejection, just fear of how many people am I gonna have to call to try to get somebody on the phone, and how hard is it gonna be to actually get somebody to set an appointment with me. And so that's the struggle that we face, we share together. And what happened is, I really had an epiphany. I went to a point where I needed to make more money because of kind of my backstory is that I had come from my father's company that we'd done $1 million in business and then went bankrupt. And so I'd taken this cold calling job to make money and try to help the family get over this big financial crisis. And when I was working, I needed to make more money. And so a lot of people, you're in your business, you're struggling, you need to make more money. The phone is there is an option. Should I pick it up and make cold calls? Of course, that's what I was hard to do, was make cold calls. And so what I did is I had been reading Zig Ziglar's book, See You at the Top, and he recommended that you look in the mirror and you claim your goals. And so that's what I did. I set this goal of setting 15 appointments a day. And I looked in the mirror every day and I said, I'm gonna set 15 appointments a day. I'm gonna set 15 appointments a day. And by doing that, even though I didn't reach my goal each day, I just persisted. And 6 months later, I did set 15 appointments. And then I did that every day for six months, over 1,800 appointments. But what happened was the epiphany that I came up with is that cold calling is easy, but I needed to create, what I created was my cold call funnel. That is the concept. And with that cold call funnel, it transformed cold calling that we fear as something hard and difficult, made it easier. And I had to overcome several limiting beliefs. Obviously that cold calling is a numbers game. We all hear that, it's a mantra. And just that alone makes people not want to call and spend all day picking up the phone to get just a handful of contacts. But I disproved that concept, that cold calling is not a numbers game, because you can do things, and I talk about in my book in here, where you qualify your list. And by doing that, and the way that you call, you don't call consecutively, you call fewer numbers and you call over and over again, and you can dramatically increase your contacts. I also had to overcome the limiting belief that it was going to be difficult to get into contact with decision makers. And that's what I was able to do, is get into contact with over 40 decision makers every day. And then of course the idea that you're not going to set a lot of appointments, it's just really hard, is mainly because people are targeting the few prospects that have a need. And really what I teach in the book is that what you really need to do is look for prospects that have an open mind. They may be happy with what they have, but if they have an open mind, you can set far more appointments. You came to this from an offer on social media to get my book free. And I believe that this is a game changer for businesses, for salespeople. If I can get this into your hands and you can learn these counterintuitive concepts, you can set a lot more appointments and be more productive and make a lot more money. And so that's why I have this offer where I bought over 100 books that I'm giving away, and all you have to do is pay the cost of shipping, and I'll send this book to you. There's a money-back guarantee. You can read this book completely and decide that you just want to send it back to me, and I will refund your money. There's absolutely no commitment. So you can get this book, and like I said, I've documented all the things in here about how to get past gatekeepers. That's something that we think that's super hard. But I have over 30 ways that you can get past gatekeepers. So the last thing I'm gonna talk about is the title of the book, The $1 Million Rebuttal. What is that? And that is what I alluded to earlier, my cold call funnel is really the secret to this book. And that's why I titled it, because it's helped me make millions of dollars for companies doing cold calling using that rebuttal. And really what the funnel is, it's a concept where you start off by targeting prospects, pushing them towards one specific objection, the send information objection. And the $1 Million Rebuttal really is that the end of that funnel. You push them through to that, and then when you come up with this amazing rebuttal, I call it the Jedi mind trick, where people say, you know what, send me information, and then you apply this $1 million rebuttal, and suddenly they turn and they change by planting ideas in their mind, and they decide that they do want to set a meeting with you and come out and meet with you. So this is my secrets that when I ran my call center for years, people tried to get these secrets and pry them out of my hand. And I kept it close to my vest. But now I've actually put all of my secrets, how to get past gatekeepers, the $1 million rebuttal. All these things are right in this book. It's free. I purchased 100 copies of this book. All you have to do is pay shipping and handling, and there's absolutely no commitment. If you can read this book and decide you don't like it, you can just send it back and I'll refund your money. But I believe in this, and I think this can really change the lives of businesses and salespeople when they can start setting more appointments and make it the whole thing a lot easier.
Hi, my name is Ana Karen Andarete and I work with Texas Media Link. I'm here to let you all know that you need to read The $1 Million Rebuttal by David Walter. I highly recommend this book. So what I really like about this book is that he tapped into the subconscious mind and he basically reimagined what cold calling is. So he actually created a system that allowed him to set 15 appointments a day, which is called the cold calling funnel. So the reason I'm recommending this book is because I actually worked for David Walter and I saw him implementing all of these strategies that allowed him to actually set 30 appointments in one day. So I would highly suggest that you get this book so that you can go ahead and set as many appointments as humanly possible.
My name is LJ Roberts. I'm President and CEO of the LL Roberts Group, a Dallas, Texas professional employer organization. We provide services to small and mid-sized companies. I'm glad to say that David had been a prior employee of ours back in the 1990s and early 2000s, providing the same services, and was a phenomenal appointment setter. As I recall, David was averaging about 15 appointments a day using his techniques. Today, he's provided me recently a book called $1 Million Rebuttal that I found to be pretty consistent with everything that I saw him do while working with us, and I've enjoyed the book, and I believe it's an excellent tool for anybody that wants to acquire the skills and talents that David's demonstrated in the past.
My name is Nicholas Rosen. I'm the President and CEO of Commercial IT Solutions in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm here to share a little bit with you today about the $1 Million Rebuttal by David Walter, who has been very helpful in our business. One day David shows up in our office and says, hey, instead of me getting appointments for you on a contract basis, why don't I start working here? I had a pretty bad marketing strategy at the time, and David came with some new concepts, brought in obviously his skills of closing appointments that are critical. We got our first client, we were setting good appointments, and at that time David said, hey, we're not really separating ourselves from other MSPs here. I really think that you should be looking into to the cloud solutions that are out there. We started doing some research and decided to change our entire company strategy of, instead of being just a regular MSP, was to not only take our clients to the cloud, but basically sell only the cloud at that point. And so we would go into companies that were very happy with their IT support and were able to close these accounts using David's system. And in that process, David and I realized that hey, there's an opportunity here for going into other markets. The system absolutely works in that sense, and we utilized David's $1 Million Rebuttal, the system he outlines here, and we were very successful in closing new accounts, closing appointments to get those accounts, and showing customers that there are better solutions out there, even though they're happy with their own IT support.